Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts. I'm a UK-based independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today's project uses the garden shed stamp set, which was new in the current annual catalogue. I bought this because my husband is manic about his garden. He loves his garden, so long as it's fruit and veg. He's not into what he calls sissy flowers, but he loves his fruit and veg. So I thought a garden shed would be a lovely thing to have for a card for him, even if it has got a sun hat outside it. For me, that's, you know, we're ignoring that. But I've been struggling with using it. Short of just having it grey or going heavy in with the blends, which didn't seem quite right, I really struggled. But I think I've cracked it. And this is my card. I've gone for a very loose, doesn't matter if it doesn't meet properly, watercolour look. So I thought I would share how I did it, because I'm really quite proud of myself. Let me grab my Stamparatus, because it's a Stamparatus project. Let me pop my stamp set case there. And because this is watercolour, I'm going to do one of the things I rarely do, which is use StazOn. I'm not a huge fan of StazOn, mostly because of the cleanup. It's just, you know, I'm a lazy stamper, but for this, StazOn is the way to go. So I've got my StazOn. I always keep the lid, the inner lid, attached to the outer lid with some scraps of dimensional. It just keeps it on top, because as this is solvent based, you don't want air to get to it, otherwise it will evaporate and it won't be a very good stamp. So you can re-ink it. We do have re-inker. I don't know that we can sell it in the UK at the moment, because I think we're still battling with the German customs, but soon. And because I'm using my Stamparatus, I have the opportunity to stamp twice. It is a large stamp, so this is where having the Stamparatus is a real boon. That's better, nice and black and solid. So that's that. Get rid of the Stamparatus for the moment. I do still like to make sure that it's dry, so while I'm doing that, let me show you the colours that I've used. I've only actually used 4 colours. So I've gone balmy blue for anything sort of sky, old olive for anything ground or tree-like, terracotta tile for pots and anything that I fancy, and soft suede for the shed. I'm using my aqua painters, and I've got both of them out. So I've got the one with the large tip and the one with the small tip. I've got water in both. The one with the large tip, and a bit of cat hair, no surprise there. The one with the large tip, I'm just going to fill the background for the sky with, so that it's wet, because I want that to be able to run. So I'm coming reasonably close to the stamped area, because I do want it to, I don't want there to be too big a gap between areas. And down we go. Okay, let's pop a bit in there, just for the sake of it, really. And then I can see where there's dry bits. Now, did I say I'm using shimmer white cardstock? If I didn't, I'm using shimmer white cardstock. Right, I've actually put some refill in the lid, because I pretty much used up everything that was in the lid with my last card, so I just popped some refill in, and then we can just move it around. It's quite warm here today, so the paper is drying pretty much as I look at it, which is not the most helpful thing, but we'll get there. It's sort of one of those funny overcast days that we quite often get in the UK. They are threatening thunderstorms tonight, so that'll be something to look forward to. Apparently they're going to start in the wee small hours of tomorrow morning. So I'm looking forward to, or not looking forward to, a disturbed night. Because as our house is sort of a bungalow, we do have a mezzanine, but the passage that's right outside our bedroom has Velux windows. So when it starts raining, we can hear the Velux windows being pounded. So yeah, not expecting a particularly good night's sleep. Now I will be coming back to put some more balmy blue in some other areas, but for now that's all I need. Now I've got a face cloth, just a muslin face cloth to wipe my brushes on. The next colour I'm going to do is actually the shed, which is almost the whole thing, apart from the window and anything that is obviously not shed. So I'm going to try and avoid the hat, because I'm going to use the same colour but less of it on the hat. And adding the water first, even though it does tend to dry out a bit, does mean that you're less likely to get brush marks or high tide marks or whatever else you want to call them marks. It's not guaranteed, but it helps. Okay, so soft suede, and again I put some re-inker in the lid because I was running out of squeezed ink at the point where I had quite a lot of water in the lid and didn't really want to squeeze the ink pad onto a very wet lid. So that's the roof, and I'm going to squeeze some more water in, and we'll do the side. Now there's quite a lot, just making sure you can see, there's quite a lot of shading drawn in to this stamped image, so I'm not too worried about light and dark because it's sort of being done for me. Ooh, I have a horrible feeling I can hear thunder already. It may just be a slightly off-course aeroplane. We don't tend to get a huge number of aeroplanes. Helicopters, yes. Light aircraft, yes. Big aeroplanes, no. If we've got a big aeroplane over us, there's something wrong. Where we lived before, on the Heathrow flight path, that I would understand, getting aircraft noises. But we are not on the Heathrow flight path at the moment. So as you can see, I'm being fairly loose with my colour. I'm not being absolutely precise with all of it. It really is just a question of covering the space and trying not to create any really harsh lines. So some friends of mine are glamping this weekend. They're at the Fairport Convention Cropredy concert, which goes over 3 or 4 days, and they're in a tent. Shouldn't laugh, but they are in a tent. Right, I'm actually going to colour over there because I think I want my handle to be in the same colour, just a bit more definite. Okay, so that's that for the moment. I will be coming back for some more of that. Some more, oops, got a bit of ribbon from somewhere. Some more just water to do the ground and anything bush-like. I think that's meant to be a compost heap, but I'm sorry, I'm not drawing a compost heap. There are limits, and I'm not sure that a compost heap is the most attractive thing to have on the front of a card. So yes, we've been having very, very odd weather. I've had a comment recently that people are missing my weather reports. So we've had very odd weather recently. It's neither one thing nor the other, or it's everything and the other. So we had very, very hot weather for about inside of a week at the back end of July, and now we seem to have been we're just going into kind of humidity. and it's horrible. I hate humidity. It's not nice to run in, and I'm trying to be good and continue with my running. But running in humid conditions, I'm sorry, it's not what I'm used to. Not me. Don't like it. Really not me. And I'm trying to get my speed up at the moment because I seem to be stuck at covering 3 miles in 30 minutes, and I want to cover more than 3 miles in 30 minutes. So I'm going to try and up my speed by running shorter distances, but faster. And that's not nice in humid weather. It's just unpleasant. So I'd almost rather run in the rain, but I'll have that opportunity tomorrow, so that's fine. Right, so that's pretty... Oh no, I've missed a bush. That's pretty much all of the green that I need to get on. So that's Old Olive. So now it's go in and do some of the more delicate... Oops, come on, shut, thank you. The more delicate bits. So I'm going to start back with my soft suede and just colour in the hat. And I might just get a bit of darker soft suede to make this a little darker so that the hat stands out a bit better against the wood. That's better. Okay. Right, I think that's all I want of soft suede for the moment. I'm going to come in with more balmy blue. And I know that that wouldn't be blue if you were looking through the glass, but I'm going for reflection. I'm also going for anything that's metal, being balmy blue. It's called Poetic License, and I don't care. I have just spotted where I've missed putting some soft suede in, which is in between the handles. There we go. Right. Don't need that, don't need that. I think pretty much everything else is going to be terracotta tile. And I chose terracotta tile because it's a pinker colour than Cajun Craze, and I wanted a pinker colour on the hat. And then I didn't really mind about what colour the flower pots were. I need a bit more water in there, I think. There we go. So I'm not really too fussed that these are going to be a little bit of a pink terracotta, because we have pink terracotta, and in fact you can change it by adding more. And then this, I think, is terracotta, so it's going to be... I think in the UK we'd think of this as quarry tile colour. So I remember my mother staining quarry tiles. There was some bottled liquid that she used to have to spread over quarry tiles, and I seem to remember she had some sort of machine that helped her with it, some sort of big, almost like a Hoover, but with polishing pads on. So yeah. So, but yes, I have very vivid memories of quarry tiles and them being quite slippery. And if we didn't register the fact that she had redone the quarry tiles, we could end up going flying. Seeing the dogs run on them, that was quite fun, because they definitely wouldn't know what was going on. Right, okay, so that's that. While that is drying, I'm going to waft it a bit. While that's drying, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which I've got mounted up. Oh, there we are. Now I'm actually going to use Memento because it's just easier to clean up afterwards. You could use Stays-On for it as well, but I'm going with Memento, and again I'm using shimmer white cardstock because otherwise it's going to be a contrast, because neither the white nor the very vanilla is quite the colour. So I'm going with shimmer white. I've got off cut, so that's what I'm using. I've got an Old Olive card base, and I'm going short and fat with this rather than long and thin because I like the tent fold. And just burnish that. Now this could probably do with being left a little bit longer, but I'm not going to have that opportunity. I have a sneaking suspicion that my UPS delivery has just arrived. So let's see if I can... I doubt if I'm going to be able to finish this, in which case there may be a pregnant pause in a moment. That's absolutely fine. He does sometimes take quite a while to unload. I'm going to press that from the back, and then I'm going to get my favourite squishy block size and, whoops, yep, pop that on there, and I'm actually going to pause. Hi there, it's me again. Actually, it was the man coming to look at the lawn, which is dreadful at the moment and full of ants, and that apparently is the problem. So that means we've had time for that to flatten, which is no bad thing. This, I am going to do my tailored tag flag trick, because I love doing this. Use your punches for things as well as just using them as a punch. You just get a lovely flag, and it's easier to control than just cutting in. You could just cut in, but yes, just use your tailored tag. Okay, dimensionals on the back, and I just want to make sure that I don't go, yep, no, that's fine. I didn't want to go past where I'd stamped. Perfect for using a bit of edge stamp, edge dimensional even. And then I just want that just, might come down a wee bit, just there. It is actually still a bit damp, but hey ho, it'll be fine. And then just trim that from the back so that that's even. And the only other thing that I'm going to do is add some metallic pearls. And I'm using the gold ones because I think just a little bit of something would be nice. And I have to say this is just an offcut that I've used for the stamping. I think, do you know there are moments? I think it's about 3/4 of an inch wide. I'll have a, whoops, let's try putting something in the right sized hole. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's about 3/4 of an inch wide. It's there or thereabouts. And obviously I put a liner on the inside at the point where I want to send it. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's my take on the country shed, and how to get a sort of loose watercolour without going too mad. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Do remember that everything is listed in the description bar below. There's also a link to my blog posts. I'll have some photos there and another list of what I've used. If you're in the UK, I would be so grateful if you would consider shopping with me. I do look after my customers. I think, well, maybe some of my customers could comment on that. And don't forget that at the moment there is the extra promotion if you want to get more for your money. Information on that over my website. And also don't forget to spend your bonus days vouchers. If you've earned bonus day vouchers, spend them. Otherwise you'll lose them at the end of August, and we don't want that. So thank you very much indeed again, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye!